Okay, we're ready to move on with the build, and this is for issue number 29. If you guys are curious what came in a shipment, I do a complete unboxing of every shipment where we go through all the issues and the magazines. So that's a separate video, but I do 2 videos for every shipment, the unboxing and the build. So we're going to go right to the build in this one. So let's get issue 111 ready. There's a lot of little pieces in this one. You guys remember, we started working on this piece. We did the windows last time. So what we're going to do is it looks like we have to put some windows in to this section, and then we're actually going to put the backings on. All right. So we have the inner room lights are going to be off, and the outer room lights are going to be on. So there's an inner piece that's longer. That has to go onto the top section. All right. So now we're going to take, let's see, those would be pieces 11C and 11D, or excuse me, 111C and 111D. Let's see, which one is this one? So they have a little R in the L. So this is the right-hand side, and this one will be the left-hand side. And it's going to go on just like that. Those are going to be held in place, by the way, with the AM screws. There we are. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so that's all set. So now it looks like we have the lights that are going to go into the ends over here. And we're going to press the red port side formation bulb. And that is this one. That's a little better. Because remember, this is going to be upside down. So we got the red, that's port, and the green is starboard. Okay. And it looks like we're going to be putting the phaser, the transporter emitters in. So it looks like we have the pads, the adhesive pads that these are going to go onto, and then they're going to go into the areas right there. All right, so that's a lot better. And now we're going to peel off the backings and then put the emitters in. That looks really sharp. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Look at that. That looks really cool. All right, so that's all set. So what do we got to do now? Now we got to take the large section of the hull, the primary hull. All right, so I think that's for a light leak as well. Hopefully you guys can see. We got the strips of the protective tape. So, all right, what they want us to do now is we're actually going to put the metal piece on, and this is going to be great. We're going to permanently affix it. Man. All right, so that was a lot. So what I had to do was, you think it's going to line up, but when you put it in and you start screwing in the holes, there's raised sections along the part closest to the center. So what I had to do is I actually had to put this and kind of put it underneath this section, and then put a starter screw in, and then put it down and kind of click it into place. So that's how I got mine. And as you can see, it's nice and even on all sides. Okay, so we did the FM screws. So I think we need to do the LM screws on the back, and those are the only screws we got left to do. So we got 2 of the LM screws. Lastly, we gotta do the testing, and then we can move on to more of the the nacelle. So let's put it on. That looks pretty wild. So let's get 112. And we'll put this aside because let's see, we got the lights. All right, I think we do have everything we need for this. Okay, we're going to be using the piece that we had gotten. And this is going to go right in over here. And you can see, well, hopefully you can see where all the screws are going to go in. Just like that. And it's going to be held in place with the AP screws. Let's see, how many do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4 of them. So I'm going to tighten them up, but not too much, because they're in plastic, and we don't want to strip it. All right, so actually we're going to do the same thing for this side. They, again, want us to put the clear tape on. I mean, it clicks in place pretty well, but they want us to tape it just in case, unless this tape also has a little bit of the light. It helps it dissipate a little bit. All right, that's in, and now we're going to take the long section and I'm going to go like that. So this is going to go in this way, kind of like a little drawer into the slot. And what this is going to do is this is going to go just like we did the other side. I'll show you in a minute when I get it in. There. And what it does is it clicks down into place. There. Okay, so that's everything. Now we're going to go on to stage 112. And we're going to put the Bussard collector aside again. This actually went with it. So now we're going to take this section. And this is the Bussard collector. We'll do that later. All right. So we got some windows to put in. So we're going to have room lights that are on. Let's do those first. So we're going to need 7 of them. And again, there are long sections on these little parts. And the long section has to go facing upwards. All right, now we're going to need 1, 2, 3. We're going to need 5 of the room lights that are dark. All right. So we got all the windows in. So let's see, now we're going to put the backings on. So when it comes to this section, let's see how it's going to go. I think it's going to go like this. And then we have these 2 sections. Again, we have right and left. And what I'm going to do is we're going to put in the AM screws, and I'll put them in and then I'll tighten them all up once they're all secured. Here we are. Nice. All right, that's all set. Looks like what we got to do now is we're going to put that aside, and we're going to do some more work on the Bassard collector, and that'll be for stage 113. So let's put this aside and get 113. So we're going to take the frame, and it looks like we're going to put that top part of the Bassard collector in. And we're going to take this section as well. And this is just going to kind of slide right in. Like that. No, actually it could be the other way. Yeah, that's probably the right way. See how it's kind of staying in place? Alright, now this is going to go, let's see, it's going to go into this way. Just like that, and that's going to be held in place with the BM screws. We need 3 of them. There we go. Alright, so now we got to put this aside, and we're going to go back to working on this section. And looks like we're going to be doing the captain's yacht. So where is that? Here it is. So this piece is going to go in first. Does it matter which way it's going? No. And that's going to go onto here, forming the captain's yacht. And how cool is that? All right, we got to put AP screws into this, and we need 2 of them. So I'm going to tighten these up, but not a lot, just to snug them up, and that's it. It's pretty wild. And that's going to go into the pins over here. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Okay, that's all set. So what are we going to do now? We're going to take this ring, and we're going to put it in. Look at that. Beautiful. And this is going to be held in place with DP screws, and it looks like we need 5. So where are the DPs? Here they are. There we are. That looks really nice. Alright, what's next? Looks like we're going to put this in, and look, we're actually going to put the switch in. So that's awesome. And that's going to be held in place with AM screws. So let's put all these aside. So the switch is going to go right here. And that's going to be held in place with AM screws. There we are. That looks pretty cool. And just snug it up a little bit. All right. So now we got to put this in. It says that remove the power connector, the power supply, to the side of the opening of the lower saucer. So what we're going to do is it's going to look, and naturally I got it the wrong way, so it's going to go this way. So we have the power supply. I don't know if you guys remember, and this has to go so we got to do the same thing with the screws. We got to line everything up, make sure that there's nothing, that no wires coming between the frames, and that's going to be held in place with 4 FM screws and 1 AM screw, naturally. All right, so that's what we got so far. So now it looks like we have to take, there's a little tree that has the small, here they are. And these are actually the screw hole covers. There. So we put the screw caps on. and it helps to hide all the screw holes. You don't really have to put on glue. I didn't, because they snap in there pretty well. So I'm not going to put on glue, but okay. So this, for now, all right, now we're going to move on to 114, and we're going to put this aside. All right, so we're going to start to do the Bassard collectors. And we got a bunch of pieces that we need to kind of slot together. Okay, so we need to start to assemble the Bassard collector, and this is going to help diffuse the lights. So we have part 11.4B. This is going to go into 11.4E, just like this. And again, you don't have to glue it. I'm not going to glue mine. Then this is going to go into 114C, and then eventually 114B. And see, it's going to diffuse the light really, really nicely. Okay, so now we need to use, where is the Bassard collector? Alright, so we have the circuit board piece, and we have the light that's going to go into the front. So this bulb is going to go in just like this. And again, I'm not going to glue it. I don't think it needs it. And then this piece is going to kind of click everything into place. That gets pushed in like that. It's going to kind of click into place. So now what we got to do is we have to take the other frame that we've been working on. I'm going to make sure that this wire for the LED doesn't get in the way, and this is going to go right here. There we are. We got all the screws in. We have the this plug coming out. Don't forget, there's going to be another circuit board before we put the top on, or the bottom, excuse me, because the top is on. It's looking pretty cool. Okay, what's next? It looks like we have to go back to the saucer section now. This thing is getting so heavy. All right. So, looks like this. Looks like that's going to go up on this part. So the way they have it, so we can take off the compartment. And that's going to go onto this section, and let's just make sure it all works. Alright, so this is going to go right here. What is that going to be held in place with? BM screws. Alright, so this is in place. What we got to do now is we have to get this down into all this mess of wires. We've got to get them all out of the way, and this actually is going to be pushed down into place. That way there we can get to the battery compartment. The only problem is there's so many wires down there, it's making it very hard to get this in place. How about that? This is going to be held in place with FM. Is that the FM screws? Alright, so this is what it looks like right now. We have the cover, the battery pack. You can see we put the little switch plates, the little holes, the screw holes in, and we just have that one glaring section now. So let me see if there's anything else. And that's it. That was shipment number 29, and then it goes into the episodes. So we got some of the work on the nacelle done, but we got a lot done on the primary hull. So let me go ahead. I want to put the lights out now and show you guys what it looks like. get it totally dark in here. So hopefully you guys can see around the captain's yacht. We got the battery pack in now. We have a switch, the switch plate, so that way there. I like that because it's not loose anymore because I was nervous about it. So put it on and put it off. So look at the bottom. It's starting to look gorgeous. So now we can actually turn it over without everything going all over the place. You guys remember we had done the top, it seems like eons ago. And now we have the bottom. So this was shipment number 29. And these were build-up issues. Let me put the light back on. 111, 112, 113, and 114. So we're going to be moving on. The next shipment I get is actually going to be shipment 30. And that'll have 115, 116, 117, and 118. And there really isn't that much left to do to the model. Let me show you the... We have the bottom of the nacelle, and we have another circuit board going in to power it up. And that'll be the battery section. But other than that, this is all set. And we're just waiting on those pieces. Let's put that back aside. But the main thing is the primary hull. You can see the impulse engines look really cool. So my friends, I thank you so much for watching, and until shipment number 30, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.